Let's dive deeper into Singularity Net. Well, Singularity Net is a project that is looking to democratize in a fair and trustless and verifiable way the use and the development of artificial intelligence. Okay, and using that democratization, they intend to create an artificial general intelligence. In this video, the focus is different. The focus is on explaining you more about the aspect of the tokenomics and roadmap of Singularity Net that are super important. Because Singularity Net is an extremely complex project with a lot of variables and dimensions. So stick around. As always, nothing in this video is financial advice, only educational content. And coming back here to Singularity Net, as you know, Singularity Net is basically trying to use blockchain technology to help democratize the use of artificial intelligence, both on the user side and also on the development side. Okay, open sourcing a lot of the things they are building. But as I've told you before, I've done a previous video going diving deeper into Singularity Net, what they're doing, the vision behind it, the technology, and I'll leave this video up here for you to check it out. Just watch it whenever you have time, and so that you don't have to skip it, I'll do just a quick, very short summary of the most important ideas behind Singularity Net. But basically, as I told you, they are trying to combine blockchain and AI to make AI more inclusive and democratize it, basically. And you can basically use their marketplace to acquire services, to acquire AI services that are developed by the partners of the ecosystem, partners like these ones here. Several very interesting partners, and yeah, these services can be utilized in a trustless way using the Agix token. Okay, this is their ecosystem, the Agix token, and using blockchain. Basically, that's the smallest explanation possible of what is Singularity Net. But besides that, they are not just trying to develop a marketplace; they are trying to also aggregate all these services, all these artificial intelligences, the ones that perform the best, the ones that get better rankings from the people that are using it, and create general artificial intelligence that is a combination of all these services, and that will be capable of doing a lot in a single artificial intelligence. Okay, and all of this will be open source, it will be fair, people will be able to engage and see what's being built, and that is good because it makes AI more transparent, it makes AI more inclusive. It won't just try to share a specific view about a topic, it will just take all the views in the world and create an opinion that is more fair, more unbiased, and more realistic to the reality that we have. Okay. With this summary, let's get straight to the point and take a look at Singularity Net Roadmap here. As you can see, this roadmap is not just related with Singularity Net by itself, but is also related to the companies of the ecosystem, to what they have been developing, because the ecosystem is a lot for the success of Singularity Net, because these companies that develop the AI services will be the ones that will be, in fact, bringing customers, bringing people interested in trying, and even bringing more developers that are amazed by these technologies and the progress that is being done by Singularity Net. As we can see here, their focus, they're actively building OpenCog Hyperion AI-DSL and Singularity Net platform, AI platform. Singularity Net AI platform is a little bit of what we talked about all those services that are built by the companies in the ecosystem, and that users can go there and access. We also have OpenCog Hyperion. OpenCog Hyperion is related with this artificial intelligence, this general artificial intelligence that will be open source work from the people in the ecosystem, and that will consider the inputs from the services, the best ranked services in the Singularity Net AI platform. And then we have also AI-DSL. This is basically just software that wants to just get the services on the AI platform and use with AI, create workflows of services. So imagine you want to get a more complex task done, and it's a task that cannot be done by a single service. What you can do is use AI-DSL that will basically just combine a bunch of services available in the Singularity Net platform, and you'll be able to, with this combination, get the task you wanted in the first place done. Okay, so it will take the services and even the Singularity Net platform to a next level with these kind of workflows that will be extremely useful for the users as well. But of course, if you want to know more about these technologies, I dove deeper into them in the video I talked to you about, so it's in the top corner. Just check it out whenever you have some time. But please don't stop watching this one because it will be pretty interesting. So diving deeper into the roadmap, I think it is important to check both what is missing and what has been completed already by the team. And we'll start with the completion. Okay, there are so many um, just milestones achieved here by Singularity Net and by their team, and that's very impressive, I would say. And I will not go through all of them because it would take a lot of time. But yeah, I'll just go through some of the most important ones. I think that's like the release of the Tononi fee code platform. Tononi fee is a study that measures consciousness in artificial intelligence, and that's has some very interesting applications for AI. And they done a complete release on this code, which is very interesting and an important progress towards the artificial general intelligence they are planning to develop with the OpenCoggy parent. And we also add here the deep funding governance proposal. So basically, the people that have the Agix token were able to vote on the projects that will be funded by the deep funding program. Okay, I explained this program in the video, but it's basically a program where Singularity Net is funding companies to become members of their ecosystem and develop services and artificial intelligence services to the marketplace, the Singularity Net marketplace. They also initiated, as you can see, the second round launch. I don't think it's completed yet. Here they also did some improvements in their AI Minecraft agent. Basically, as I understand, it is a project from the OpenCog Foundation that is also run by the same CEO as the Singularity Net CEO, Ben Gorzo. And this project basically is related with using artificial intelligence with a bot on Minecraft, I would say, that uses artificial intelligence. And they just did some important upgrades on this agent. That will be also important to drive the OpenCoggy parent. There were also some important updates in terms of Sophiaverse. There were a lot of updates in terms of the conversation, personality, communication improvements in Sophiaverse in their avatars, so that the robot avatar has more realistic personality and communication with the people. Also, in terms of Mindplex, that is another project from the ecosystem, they successfully defined the architecture and launched the smart contracts for their blockchain and completed the reputation token and even audits. So they basically were able to launch successfully, which is very positive. Besides that, they've created a progressive decentralization initial report. This is a report that just analyzes the centralization of Singularity Net, and it's a report that they want to do consistently to keep on analyzing this decentralization and try to make Singularity Net an increasingly more decentralized organization that should be run by the Agix token holders, I would say. In addition, the teams that were accepted in the deep funding program got their first round of funding. They started launching their products, and a lot of them have done some really interesting progress that we will also go through in this roadmap. Jam Galaxy on themselves, there is a AI music protocol, also did a lot of improvements, and they were able to really develop a AI band, basically, which is very interesting, and you can also check it out on the services in the Singularity Net platform. Now, in addition, the Singularity Net platform had a lot of important updates, like a training model for AI agents on the platform to facilitate the training of the algorithms. And besides that, the onboarding of new services, 15 new services available, and 6 services they already had before that were updated. So a lot of choice already in the Singularity Net marketplace for us to use in terms of artificial intelligence. But besides that, also an airdrop portal that was created. This airdrop portal acts for airdrops for Singularity Net, but also for the projects of the ecosystem. As you know, one of the benefits of being a holder, if you've seen the previous video, is that you get 5% token airdrops from all the projects. And in this case, you will get 5%. You can get these airdrops through this new platform that is available for the ecosystem, and also the Agix ADA converter bridge. So as you know, Agix is a token that is both on Ethereum blockchain and on the Cardano blockchain, and they've created a bridge. I'll also make a video later showing you the bridge, probably in the same video as the platform videos. So just turn on the notification bells so you don't miss it. Besides that, Cogito Tracer Coin project also developed their website and white paper, and they are now working on creating their first AI services on the platform. In addition, Rejuve, another project from the ecosystem, was able to launch their beta version both on Google Play and Google App Store. And also the white paper for the first layer sidechain on Cardano for Hypercycle, where a lot of the transactions between AIs should occur in this second layer, in this side chain basically of the Cardano blockchain, has been written and published, and they are now starting to work on developing it. And also the completion of the Grace, the dialogue system for Grace, for Awakening Health. Awakening Health is basically developing robots to support elderly individuals. And in this case, this robot has just completed the phase one of the dialogue system. Well, these are all the, I think, in my opinion, some of the most important milestones achieved. Really significant milestones to be achieved in a year, in my opinion, by this whole project. Because single AI is not easy, like a blockchain and AI are not easy. They are cutting edge technologies, and in this case, this project is just combining two cutting edge technologies together already from the get go, and they have in fact managed to do a lot considering all of that. Of course, they also have a big team working. So that explains it, but still, I think it's some very interesting progress in a very positive direction, I would say. And now, looking at some of the things that are still missing in their current roadmap, let's come to it to the top. One thing they are working on is the Hypercycle Early Alpha. So this is basically the first version of the Hypercycle blockchain for people to test. I've told you already what was the Hypercycle, that second layer, the side chain basically of Cardano that will be used by Singularity Net. Jam Galaxy, they've created their band, and they are shortly to launch their first service on the Singularity Net marketplace. Besides that, Singularity Net is also working on developing a platform to vote on Cardano. So these are basically tools to support and launch a portal to vote on the Cardano blockchain. And it's very positive because it's a right step in terms of governance, in terms of on-chain governance for Singularity Net, and to actually give the users a easier way to vote and a more reliable way to vote, and transparent above all. Rejuve also launched this base expert service on the platform. Also, Singularity Net just tested the AI-DSL I told you about with the existing services on the marketplace. So basically, they trained the AI to gather a bunch of these services together to perform more complex functionalities with some degree of success. But of course, further testing is necessary and further improvements as well. Rejuve is also working on launching their longevity app on Apple and Google Play stores. So certainly an interesting topic to dive deeper into, maybe in the next video, who knows. And Corito is building a demo of the product they're developing, the Tracer coins. They are coins that are based on AI to track certain assets. And also Singularity Net is working on a Cardano web wallet integration. Okay, I think this integration is basically focused on being able to display the marketplace, the Singularity Net marketplace on the Cardano wallets, which will be very interesting, and to integrate Cardano wallets with the Singularity Net marketplace as well. Finally, Singularity Net also wants to allow staking on Cardano, or basically staking the Agix tokens that are on Cardano side on the Singularity Net platform. Right now, there is only support for Ethereum tokens, and they are also developing the requirements of software to be able to run the AGI as a service, the artificial general intelligence. That's something of true AGI. That is a company that will basically be responsible to, let's say, get the AGI into enterprises. They also want to shift the Singularity Net platform onto Cardano on the third quarter of 2023, and also the marketplace publisher to Cardano as well, as it does, lower fees and a more interesting partnership for Singularity Net. Okay, so ambitious roadmap, and they will keep on pushing your new updates. New milestones will be added on the fourth quarter of 2023. So right now, these are the milestones until the third quarter of 2023. Another thing that is very interesting to see, and we haven't dived deeper into, is the tokenomics of Singularity Net. Okay, and this is not at all easy topic to talk about, because tokenomics in Singularity Net are kind of tricky, I would say, because you had an initial tokenomics and then you had a secondary tokenomics. So what do I mean by that? Well, basically, we had the first version of the tokenomics launched in the Ethereum network, and then the second version of the tokenomics launched in the Cardano ecosystem. So you have two phases of the Agix token. In terms of the Ethereum side, the token was not even called Agix; it was called AGI at the time. And we have here a blog post that we will dive deeper into about the launch of the AGI token, so that you understand how everything started, and then we'll go through phase two and show you what are the differences between the tokenomics. But I think it's very important to find these differences, because it was not at all easy to find the information about tokenomics on the AGI page, and I had to do some digging, but I was able to find this information across time, and I think it's going to be very useful for anyone interested in AGI and in the AGI and Agix in this case, because this is the new name, and in the Agix token. So first of all, the total supply and maximum supply of the AGI token would be of 1 billion AGI tokens, okay? And in this case, half of that amount, 50%, as you can see here, would be distributed to the public in an initial supply, an initial, I think it was an ICO, initial coin offering, at the time, okay? Besides that, we can see the rest of the distribution of the token, with 20% reserved to incentivize early users of the platform. As we can see here, for the reward pool, we had 18% to be paid to the core team members and early contributors of this project, and everything, all those tokens would be subject to a 2-year vesting schedule. Besides that, we have 8% that would be held by Singularity Net Foundation, okay, to ensure the continuous development of the platform and of the project. And besides that, there will be 4% that will be reserved for bounty programs. So basically programs to just incentivize people to find bugs, to find issues, and help improve the effectiveness and the security of the network. Now let's dive deeper into the phase two. For this phase, the only thing I was able to find was a document, a proposal that started it all. The proposal for the change of emissions of the AGI token, and even the name to Agix token. This was a document that was basically approved by the Singularity Net DAO, and it precluded the issuance of extra billion tokens in the Cardano blockchain. Okay, so an extra billion of Agix tokens in the Cardano blockchain that will be released in monthly tranches. Okay, and these emissions were scheduled to go as following. As we can see here, 50 million tokens in the first month, and after the proposal was enacted, and then we have a decrease of that amount of 1.5% per month thereafter. So theoretically forever. And it also defined that there should be one-to-one swappability between the tokens, the Agix tokens on Ethereum and the Agix tokens on Cardano. Okay, and the swappability is done through the token bridge that was already developed and is already live, and then I'll show you in a next video, even though I explained you a little bit about it in the previous one. Let's go here and see a little bit more of what this proposal also included. Okay, it also stated a plan of expansion of the Singularity Net blockchain to the Cardano blockchain and having the Singularity Net marketplace available on the Cardano blockchain, and the launch of infrastructure as a service for AI hosting and AI deployment in the platform. So more support for the companies that wanted to come and build AI, and that has in fact been developed and in constant development, as we've seen by the things in the roadmap. Also, there was the construction of Hypercycle that is supposed to be a sidechain to Cardano, and it will be a faster sidechain for transactions, important transactions of the Singularity Net ecosystem. This Hypercycle layer 2 should facilitate the cooperation between the AI agents, okay, and they can use this network to share information and data and grow further and faster. It also precluded the integration of Singularity Net platform with OpenCog Hyperon, so that all the AI services shared in the platform can help feed this artificial general intelligence that should be decentralized, open source. It also included more decentralization with the development of governance and providing the token holders with the right to have a say in the most important decisions for the protocol. And token holders in itself, they also get the right to a detailed financial report. In addition, this move to the Cardano blockchain with the creation of this token also allowed for the launch of the DEEP funding program, this program to fund new startups, new AI services going into the Singularity Net platform that I think will be very valuable to attract utility to the Singularity Net platform. And with utility, they'll also be able to attract more users and hopefully in the future more developers for these kinds of services, as it will be an easy place where users can put their services and easily reach a bunch of customers already interested in using blockchain artificial intelligence for their day-to-day basis or even for their businesses. Let's take a look at the total token supply projection between 2021 and 2045. Even though the release of Agix ADI token should almost go forever, from a certain point it will be almost insignificant, because if you take 1.5% every period, every month, after a while, it will be a very incremental and slow amount of tokens coming into the market. Okay, but here you can see the release schedule. Okay, and you can even see the release schedule of the two tokens they have and the total supply of the Agix token. With below in blue we have the Ethereum side, where all the tokens were already launched and made available, 50% in the public sale, and the other ones made available through the initiatives that were stated in the first paper, in the first block I analyzed with you. And then we have the Agix ADA tokens that will be vesting every month, 15 million in the first month, and after that 1.5% decrease. Note that these emissions will remain this way forever, so all the tokens on the Ethereum blockchain were emitted already, while on the Cardano blockchain they'll be progressively issued. But of course you have the bridge, and the bridge may change the amount of tokens between the networks. That's also very important to notice, because if people bridge from Cardano to Ethereum, you'll see more tokens on Ethereum. If people do the other way around, you'll see more tokens on Cardano. So even though that can change, the emissions in themselves will always happen like this. In addition, this phase 2 with the new tokenomics also precluded the creation by Singularity Net of the loyalty rewards pool. What is this pool, the loyalty rewards, you ask? Well, it's a pool that consists of 5% of the tokens that are minted each month, okay? And those tokens are allocated to the AGI holders to the AGI token holders. So the token holders that were holding the AGI token in the first phase of the token, where there was just a maximum supply of 1 billion. Okay, it's just a way to express, for Agix to express their gratitude for the early stage process, and also for supporting this phase two of the project that was super important for AGI and Agix and Singularity Net to assure a more sustainable development, but that ended up diluting these early stage supporters, these supporters of the phase one. This is just a small way to compensate them. One important thing to see as well is the allocation of the monthly tokens. Okay, 500% of these tokens, 500 million, will be to the foundation wallet. Okay, to support the foundation building all this project and to support the projects in the ecosystem. They will be in fact divided by several of their development hubs. Besides that, 30%, as we saw before, goes to the deep funding wallet for the community. 5% for a total of 50 million will go to a liquidity wallet to nurture the AGI token liquidity pool, designed to support the AGI to fiat gateway. That's a gateway of in our Singularity Net platform, where you can facilitate trading AGI for fiat money in a most instant way, which is very important for users outside of the crypto world. Then we also have 5% going to this loyalty reward pool that we've just showed you more about. We have 3% going to a reputation wallet to support the creation of the reputation system and other rewards associated with the reputation system. Basically, the reputation system is just how users and even other AIs will classify the performance of the AIs in the marketplace, and will be a very important system to set aside the good ones from the ones that are not that good. Another 3% will also go to the staking rewards pool. Agix AI staking, once the staking smart contract is developed, these 3% will go to divide them proportionally about everyone that's taking Agix. Then 2.5% will go to support Sophia DAO. That basically is a partnership with Anthem Robotics, while they use Sophia, one of probably the most famous artificial intelligence robot, to serve as a public face and driver for the outreach of Singularity Net. And there will be also 1.5%, total of 50 million tokens, to support the supervisory council, and this includes compensations for this for the members. And basically, this council is just an initiative, a council they have to support democratic governance and token holder relationships. Basically a council that drives further the governance process, and that also incentivizes people with governance, and also giving their opinion as experts about the proposals that are coming into play. So tell me, what do you think about these tokenomics? Are they interested? Just drop your comment, please. And if you like this video, turn on the like button. In my opinion, it's interesting to see the kind of tokenomics that this project has, and the roadmap and everything they've achieved. I think at the end of the day, it's a project with some brilliant minds and really ambitious goals. And if they are really able to do everything that they are planning, I think it can be an amazing project, a super revolutionary project for blockchain and for artificial intelligence, for both industries. Okay, but of course it's a very tough endeavor, and even though the team is great and the minds behind this Singularity Net project are incredible, and the partnerships even with Ansem Robotics are pretty significant, it will still be a very difficult endeavor for sure. Okay, but if it's something that interests you, you should definitely learn more about the project, and maybe try to support them if you like what you see here. And finally, if you like this kind of revolutionary project with some good ideas and that are certainly creating innovations, I would advise you to take a look to the Liquid Finance video. Okay, the video will be here in the end screen somewhere, because it's a very interesting project as well, even though they had some problems in the beginning with the launch of their platform. I think it's still very interesting what they're trying to do, and as long as they can fix those bugs, it's a very decentralized project in terms of governance. So it will be mostly the community driving the project further. So definitely something you should check out, and I'll hope to see you there.